I figure I owe you all a bit of an update because I have not posted pretty much anything for quite a while. Definitely not on the old YouTube channel, that's for damn sure. So, what the hell happened to me, Brendan, Conrady Daddy? As some of you know, I took myself to Ireland. I completely removed myself from my support network because I was very insecure that I was going to be unable to make it on my own. And I also just wanted to live in Ireland because who the hell wouldn't want to live there if they had the chance to? November 2022, I moved away, and it was the biggest, scariest thing I've ever done in my whole life. I succeeded in my mission. And to be frank, there wasn't like a eureka moment where I realized I'd accomplished what I'd set out to accomplish. It was this sort of familiar feeling of being listless and directionless, and then I realized it was exactly how I felt before I left Utah for the first time. But I learned what I needed to learn out in Ireland, and I feel comfortable saying I wanted to move back to Utah, at least for a while, and I figure I'll explore a little bit of some of the things that I learned over there. So the first thing that you maybe have noticed is I've been looking a little fruitier these days, and that was not expected, to put it simply. It was a product of me being in a little teeny tiny village called Spittle, and sometimes, especially on a Sunday, there's hardly any buses running, and it's expensive to go anywhere, and sometimes you're just stuck indoors. And on one of these days, one of these occasions, I just got bored, and it was like, you know what? I've always said that I wanted to try eyeliner, like try a Jack Sparrow sort of aesthetic. Not even as like a daily wear thing, but just wanted to try it once. And it was like, I wanted to do it as a sort of a weird way to prove to myself my own comfortableness with my identity and sexuality or whatever. And I did it, and everybody loved it. And it was like, well, that was cool and unexpected, so I just kept doing it, and now I'm doing it almost every day. I've got a couple of different looks I do. I'm trying to develop them more, but this has become a new hobby, art, a creative outlet that I've discovered, completely out of the blue as well, so I'm in love with it. It's something that I genuinely look forward to. If I have a reason to throw on eyeliner in a day, I tend to be pretty excited about it. And I'm always getting comments about it. I remember distinctly, like here in Utah even, there was this guy waiting in line in front of me for a cup of coffee, and he's got this t-shirt on that is just one of those Facebook t-shirts where they've collected enough data about this man to know that he's sort of like a violent Christian guy. And they've made him a t-shirt that's like, I am a crusader, and the blood of Christ is what I pour on my breakfast cereal kind of character. And he's just kind of gives me this little side eye, and he just goes, damn, dude, you look sick as fuck. And it was just like the last thing I was expecting him to say. I was expecting to get hate crimed or something, but no. And I felt like I did it. I pulled off whatever this is I'm trying to pull off. So people from all walks of life have been very excited about it, and they've made me excited about it, and it's been fantastic. So again, just figured I'd address that one first because I think it's the most noticeable change or new thing I've picked up. Oh, and another thing I learned about myself, I am a complete festival head. And I have sold my soul to the boppin' gods. I learned what drum and bass was. I thought drum and bass was literally a guy with a guitar and a guy with a drum kit in the corner of a room. No idea that it was electronic music, and turns out it's one of my favorite genres. So embarrassing to admit, but at least we have moved past whatever the hell stage of life that was for me. I've also been practicing poi. That was a Christmas present from my parents. And again, the eyeliner and this very visual new hobby creative outlet was not really expected, but I absolutely love it. And I'm hoping to melt some people's brains, hopefully, when I get out to E11 and EDC this year, maybe other festivals. I fucking love festivals. I fucking love festivals. So yeah, we'll see what's up with that. Onto some of the more emotional, spiritually stuff. I left Galway knowing dozens of people and having made dozens of friends and connections. And over my year and a few months there, year and a third, year and a quarter, year and a half, that range. I can't do math. I'm an art guy. I picked up a few different nicknames, and at the beginning, like especially when I started doing the eyeliner, I kind of felt like a weird like goth freak of Galway. But by the end of my stay in that beautiful place, I think I felt like I was Galway's weird gothic freak. So that felt really good. And the anxiety I felt about having to have everything just like given to me, I got to prove wrong, because I made a bunch of friends, and I made enough money that I got to return to Utah with almost the exact same amount, if not a little bit more, of when I left the country. So I basically got to live in Ireland, and I came home with a little bit more chunk of change after a year and a half, which is fucking awesome. Would have expected to have taken a hit, so to speak. But no, I made it. I found work when I needed to. I didn't get as much photo and video work as I would have liked. But to be honest, I kind of have a thought that was a good thing, because it allowed me to kind of take a step back and look backwards at the life I'd created in Utah and could more accurately assess where things went wrong. And now I'm excited to try it again. So another thing I learned is I am ADHD, or I have it really high. And hopefully within the next month, I'm going to potentially get some medication for it. And this feels very monumental, because in hindsight, it's like, how did you not know? It was so obvious to everybody around you. Why didn't you specifically know this? And are we still recording? We are. I was almost angry, actually, because it seemed so obvious. It was like, why didn't anybody fucking tell me? But, you can't just go around diagnosing people, it turns out that's a bit of a social faux pas. So, but point being, I am grateful to know, ultimately, and I am excited to hopefully learn how to better manage my own behavior, because I think the ADHD, being undiagnosed for as long as it was undiagnosed, I can see very clearly how deeply it affected a lot of my efforts on